Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Saka here, and welcome back to another episode of American Truck Simulator. And if I'm back, you know there's a new state, and it released without me really knowing. One of my subscribers pointed it out that Washington was available, so we are here in Portland, Oregon, at the Portland shipyard, picking up some Kenworths with our brand new Volvo. So I went and bought this off camera, and I put sort of a paint scheme that's reminiscent of the old Dale Earnhardt Incorporated cars of the early 2000s. That is red with the black stripe and the white border. Looks okay. We've got a 2-hour and 37-minute journey here, and we're heading to Tacoma today. We'll be passing through Vancouver, Longview, making the right turn past Olympia, and ending up doing basically a roundabout here outside of Tacoma and heading to the port of Tacoma. So trucks came in on the port of Portland, and we're taking it to the port of Tacoma, which I have actually been in real life. I lived in Washington for 2 years, stationed at Fort Lewis, which was just outside of Tacoma. You just go past Olympia a little bit, and when you get to Tacoma, at least coming from the south, it will be on your right. So we'll see if there's any indication of Fort Lewis at all as we go by. Looking at the pre-release footage of some guys like Squirrel who showed off this DLC, the Tacoma Dome is definitely in its proper place and looking awesome. And I don't know if we'll see the Tacoma Dome today, but if we get there, I'll definitely bring it up. So we'll clip the curb with that last truck. It's really cool to have multiple articulation here. Each truck that's connected to us has multiple articulations, so it's almost like we're hauling a triple trailer, which is pretty cool. I imagine it weighs a ton or two, but we'll see what happens when we get there. All right, let's roll. I did accidentally cross the bridge. I missed the turn to get in this place. So I've already discovered Vancouver, Washington, but I just turned around in Vancouver, so I didn't go up 5. Today's journey should keep us on 5 all the way. Once we cross into Washington State, we'll just stay on I-5 all the way to Tacoma, so we won't be caught out with any unsuspecting turns or anything like that. It should be a fairly simple, straightforward drive for this first episode. As previous American Truck series, when it comes to a new state, I want to go to every single city on camera with you. So once we drop off from Tacoma, our next episode will pick up from Tacoma and see where that takes us here. Still getting used to the Volvo, but this particular Volvo, either that or I move the mirrors, but having the mirrors in my standard plane of view is ideal. The other Volvos that I've driven, the mirrors seem to be really far to the side, and I didn't like it. So knowing that we could move the mirrors a little bit closer to the driver made me happy. All right, so we'll be a left turn lane right here up I-5 north to Seattle. We'll go ahead and take the whole suicide lane here. Nice. Left turn ahoy. It's almost like we were destined to go this way. Oh, that's going to clip. All right, no damage. I don't think. Yeah, that turning radius on this particular trailer takes some getting used to. Well, I mean, we're driving a Volvo, so the Kenworths can suffer. Although I do miss my bright orange Kenworth that we spent most of, I think, American Truck in. I think when the new state started coming out, the new state DLCs, I was already in that orange Kenworth. It was right after the W900 came out when I made that orange truck. And here we go, shooting up the highway to the bridge. And I don't know if this bridge raises or lowers. There is a stoplight that I saw coming back from Washington into Oregon. There was a stoplight there. This, I believe, goes over. So it's like a 2-level bridge, and the top doesn't have to stop. From what I surmise. But I definitely remember this bridge in real life. This was the way that I took to get to Fort Lewis when I got my car. After my first deployment, I bought a car and had it shipped home. Yeah, there's the lights, so no bridge raising here, and there is a thump in the road right here. So this section of the bridge does raise. I don't know if we're going to ever get caught by that, but interesting enough. So like I was saying, I did take this way. I got a car after my first deployment, and I drove it back from Indiana all the way to Washington State in 3 days. And I came this way to Fort Lewis, so came through Oregon. I drove along the highway that separates Washington and Oregon, that river there, right alongside until I got to Portland. Then I made the right turn to head up north on 5, and that is what we are doing today. Speed limit is 60, so nice to see that it's better than the 55 of California. But as we get close to Tacoma, I wonder if I'm going to get the feeling that I've been there before. And, you know, most people that see American Truck Simulator from the states that have been released so far say, yeah, this definitely feels like I recognize a lot of stuff. So I wonder if I'm going to start getting that recognition as I get closer. Didn't spend too much time south of Olympia, so it's probably, oh, Yakima. Drive safely. Obey speed limit. Yes, we are. So the Yakima turnoff, I've been to Yakima before as well. That was a training center that I've been several times. And once we go out there, I'm going to see if it looks like the Yakima Training Center that I remember and loathe with a passion. Yeah, this definitely feels like Washington Highway for sure. What would really do it, and I think they are in the game, is like the yellow highway lights in the center that splits the 4-lane. Like at nighttime, it was a yellow hue. Like, I haven't been many places at night, but definitely one of the things that like I remember about Washington and night driving in particular was the yellow highway lights. I don't know if they've been swapped out or anything like that. We'll just see what American Truck does. Massive truck stop off to our left, though. All right, ambulance. Looks like everyone is bailing into the far lane. This Tesla truck seems to be having some difficulty getting up to speed. And now because we had to break momentum, of course, we're going to be in trouble. But it's quite a ways to get to Tacoma, so I'm not in a rush. As long as that Tesla truck actually gets up to speed, we'll be fine. Are you going to let me in? No, I don't want in. Not if he's going 55. I'm going 60, so we'll get up to the speed. See if we can pass him. But Aberdeen, I've been there once. Port Angeles, I've never been to. But definitely I've been to Aberdeen. I wonder if the come as you are sign is outside the city. That would be interesting indeed. What else do we got here? The state capitol, the city center, and the port of Olympia. So we're already getting fairly close. I mean, it's a quick drive. Washington isn't as big geographically as some of the other states. State capital, city, center. All right, we're going to have to start getting over to the right here because even though we're not going to Olympia, Tacoma is just on the other side. So we have to be ready to move. Goodbye, Tesla. And that is the... Okay, Marvin Road and Yelm, I remember that. An unexpected event, so we might not be able to exit straight away at Tacoma. It's going to pad our time a little bit, we will see. And yes, there is a massive crash in front of us. We cannot continue down I-5, and this alone is very accurate to the state of Washington. I've said it before and I've said it again. Some of the world's worst drivers I've ever seen is in Washington State. Although we're going to do the cheeky overpass pass. So Yelm is to our east on 510. And we're just basically going around the incident. We'll just be going straight here. Let's see if we can see the incident here. Yeah, we see the fire truck, but we don't really see anything else. I know our customer expects delivery. Man, first gear was sluggish. Oh, there's the hurry up music. Luckily, the detour only slowed us down for the duration of the stoplight. We'll be back on I-5 and there shortly. Yeah, this is a sound that you don't normally hear on my videos because I'm usually very early. But this is it's a heavy load. It is a fragile load, I believe, and it is a sped up delivery. 20th Street, okay. Entering Tacoma. It's Fort Lewis on yonder. Hey, Fort Lewis, where you at? Where's McCord Air Force Base? Oh, there's the Tacoma Dome. We're way past it. So it's almost like outside of Olympia, I would say, is Fort Lewis. I didn't see any signs for it, but there's the Tacoma Dome. Nice and prevalent. I went to a car show there one time. Import nights, hot import nights, I think it was. And I remember in the parking lot outside, there was a tire test ran by the Skip Barber Racing School, which you got to drive two cars. One was on Yokohama tires, I think, and the other was on Bridgestone. And it was sponsored by Bridgestone, so of course they probably brought some old busted Yokohama tires and some brand new sticky Bridgestones to prove a point. Here we go to the port at Tacoma, which is actually where we drove our trucks to be shipped off to Iraq. So we've been to the port of Tacoma before. We had to pick up our trucks from here. And let me tell you what, driving a Humvee with basic plastic doors down I-5 at 55 to 60 miles an hour, I remember passing the Tacoma Dome thinking this door is going to fly off and I'm going to fall into the highway, and it's not going to be good for anyone. All right, when does our customer expect delivery? 14:52? So we got an hour to go 10 feet. Even though depending on when this light, okay, here we go. Yeah, we're along a little bit of an incline at that stoplight, so that's what slowed us down. But here we go, Port of Tacoma. That's the second out of 16. We've seen Vancouver as we drove through. And I don't know if I'll be able to pick up a job at the port and see where we can go, but here you go. Lo and behold, the Port of Tacoma in all of its glory, and holy crap on a cracker. I mean, just the sheer amount of stuff is incredible. Well, we'll be making a right turn up here at the port itself to see if we can find the drop-off location. And I think we get over here to the turn lane. Yeah, Port of Tacoma, here we go. A Best Buy container and all that stuff. Yeah, we're not stopping. There's no need to stop. We're just gonna roll. All right, gate is open for us. Here we go. Make this turn as wide as we can. Straighten her out as much as we can. And here we go, into the port. Yeah, customs, all that good stuff. And there's our drop-off right there. So let's pull forward as much as we can. And then we are gonna have to cut and cut again. Easy does it. Get as straight as possible here. And then get it nuzzled right along the shipping containers. Oops. Let's downshift just a bit. And I don't know if we're over far enough. I mean, we're scraping our brand new paint job, so we can't get over any more. Now it looks like it's going to come into line. And here we go. Nuzzled in, ready to go. Detaching the trailer, nice easy journey for us. Hello port workers. Terminal terminus, so probably deliver to both ports in Washington, and I saw Olympia had a port, so that's probably where we're gonna head. Nice bit of change, $12,500 for the 134 miles that we've driven. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first drop-off in Washington State is complete. Let's take a look at what cities are included. We've got Vancouver, Longview, Aberdeen. Up the highway, we've got Port Angeles. Of course, we passed Olympia, but did not discover it. we've got Tacoma, Seattle, Everett, and Bellingham. Then we got Omak. Now that's a city I haven't heard of. Wenatchee, and then there's Yakima in all its glory, Kennewick, Spokane, and Colville, and Grand Coulee. So, maybe 10 or so episodes of American Truck delivering to all these places, but that will do it for me in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if you are excited to see more American Truck. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold, and I will see you in the next American Truck video. Take care.